Good morning friends, welcome to Sharekhan Pre-Market View. Yesterday Indian markets amid volatility finally managed to close 40 points up, led largely by banking stocks. There was some positive buying into the banking ahead of the policy meet next week on 28th. If you look at the global news, we had certain positive news coming in yesterday from IMF, which increased its growth forecast for the overall global economy to 3.7%, largely led by upgrades in growth forecast for US economy, Japan and UK. However, this positive news was overshadowed by negative and weak earnings by Verizon Communication, which did not beat the street, and a lower guidance by Johnson & Johnson, which dragged the Dow indices down. Dow, which was down close to 140 points, finally managed to close down by about 44 points. That's about 0.3%. S&P was largely flat, whereas Nasdaq put on certain gains and closed up marginally by 28 points. If you look at the Asian markets, currently they are trading mixed ahead of the Bank of Japan policy. Expectation is that Bank of Japan may not raise stimulus immediately and would wait for few more data points before it does any action, which has led to strong yen movement, and markets are awaiting what are the exact signals from the Bank of Japan policymakers. Indian markets, in line with most of the Asian markets, are currently trading slightly negative and is showing a negative opening of about 15 points on Nifty. If you look at the flows, flows were very tepid yesterday. FIIs were net sellers of about 43 crores in cash market. They were buyers of about 66 crores in the index futures on the FNO side, whereas DII turned out buyers yesterday and bought about 181 crores of cash market stock yesterday. Now to have more precise view on Nifty from the FNO side, let me call upon Sadhna.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. Yesterday markets continued to trade very volatile and in a narrow range of approximately 25 to 30 points, and finally Nifty snapped the session with a negligible gain of 0.10%. In this period we have seen that short positions were built up by market participants in yesterday's trade, as around 8.55 lakh shares were added in open interest and Nifty cost of carry decreased by 13%, and also Nifty futures premium decreased from 16 odd levels to 15 odd levels. On the PCR front, we have seen that marginal decrease in the PCR from 1.09 to 1.07, but we have seen that call option has added more number of shares than put option. Call option has added around 13 lakh shares in open interest, whereas put option has added only 3 lakh shares in open interest, which is clearly visible in the options activity. As we can see, 6,400 and 6,500 call option has seen a good activity in open interest front, and call strike of 6,300 and 6,100 has seen a good activity, and we have seen that unwinding activity taking place in 6,200 put option. Our intraday support would be 6285, resistance would be 6340 and 6360, and Aurobindo Pharma is ban period today, and yesterday FIs were net sellers of approximately 190 odd crores. Overall, our bias for the market is negative as we are trading below our weekly VWAP of 6350. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Let's look at some of the important news which are going to impact the markets today. We have results coming in from Biocon today. The estimate is about 108 crores. We also have couple of large cap companies like HDFC Limited and Larsen & Toubro, which are going to announce their quarterly results today. HDFC Limited, the estimate is about 1270 crores, whereas for Larsen & Toubro the estimate is about 1170 crores. We also have earnings coming in from Z Enterprise, where expectation is of profit of about 202 crores, and Raymond's where expectation is 39.4 crores. Now IMF, in line with upgrading the global growth outlook, has also increased the outlook for Indian economy. The Indian economy, as per their estimate, is likely to grow at about 4.6% for current year, and it's likely to grow at 5.4% for 2014-15. Earlier the estimates were packed at 5% for 2014-15. So this is positive news for India. Also, SUTI has appointed 3 merchant bankers, that is JP Morgan, Citi Global and JM Financial, for the stake sale in Axis Bank. Now FIPB is likely to consider a proposal by HDFC Bank wherein they'll increase the overall limit of FI holding in the bank to 67.55%. Now out of the total paid up capital, this limit is going to be bifurcated into two, which is sub limit of 49% for FIIs and balance 18.55% would be FDI. This is in the overall context that recent foreign shareholding in HDFC Bank shares had reached the 49% overall limit set by RBI. Now Bharti Airtel has put company's Bangladesh tower business on the block. The company is likely to raise more than $2 billion from selling stake in infra network to bolster the overall cash reserves. Also, in aviation sector, we have seen price cut and price war coming in. SpiceJet yesterday announced a 50% reduction in the overall domestic fares as well as international fares, and soon Indigo and Air India have also followed this. Now the overall sector is going through very tough competition, and this may continue. We also have the first long idea for the day, which is Torrent Pharma. Now Torrent Pharma has delivered very strong set of numbers. The overall PAT for the company on the consolidated basis has grown to 158 crore, which is a 41% jump. And if you look at the revenue and net sales have grown by about 27% to 1015 crore. This is above most of the street estimates, hence one can long Torrent Pharma with stop loss of 467 for probable target of 491 and 501. The next long idea for the day we have is Finolex Cable. Now Finolex Cable has announced that it has received 200 crore rupee order for the National Optic Fiber Network project. So one can long Finolex Cable with stop loss of 82 for target of about 89. We also have Alpha Delivery pick been released yesterday. The pick is IndusInd Bank. CMP is 438. Now IndusInd Bank is a private sector bank that commenced operation in 1994. It was earlier been promoted by the Hinduja Group, which currently holds about 14.29% stake in the company. Now IndusInd Bank delivered a very strong set of numbers in last week. The PAT growth has seen about 30% growth YOY and 5% growth QOQ to 347 crore. This was driven by better than expected net interest margin. The gross NPAs also saw some sort of rise, wherein it saw about 15% rise QOQ. However, the base is quite low, so that's not of major concern. There is overall a very strong traction in the new products like loan against property, credit cards and used vehicle, which will ensure a healthy growth in the consumer finance book going ahead. Also, the company has maintained a lower exposure to riskier segments, and a close to customer business model of commercial vehicle has helped bank maintain its strong asset quality performance despite a very tough macroeconomic environment. The bank's network, branch network has more than doubled in last 2 years and is currently at 585 units, and the management plans to achieve 625 branches target by March 2014. Also, overall superior margin, a focused fee income strategy and overall cost control, which can be seen by cost to income ratio, makes a bank very attractive. Currently bank is trading at about close to 2.29 times its FY 2015's price to book value and 1.95 times its FY 16 expected price to book value. Given the overall nature of the private sector bank, we feel the bank is very attractive and one can buy with a price target of 530. That's it, friends, we have in the morning meet. Thank you.